Hey folks, ever hear this one? You're in the middle of a discussion with a social liberal or a progressive, what I would call a regressive, online on some sort of social media, Twitter or Quora or Facebook even, and they will come up with something along the lines of, you're on the wrong side of history, usually followed by some insane comparison like being opposed to gay marriage or transgender rights or affirmative action or whatever trendy thing they're discussing. Is a bit like supporting slavery or being opposed to interracial marriage or something like that in the past. It's usually only trotted out when the regressive in question is feeling the pressure of slowly being backed into a logical corner and feels the need to lash out, because it is of course not an argument, it's just simply an emotive attack. It's an ad hominem. It's basically trying to make out that you're a bad person because you're not following their idea of what is right. Their initial arguments of you're a sexist, racist, misogynist, reactionary, traditionalist or whatever have failed, so they bring this one out. They trot out this inane argument, you're on the wrong side of history. What does that mean? There's a lot of things wrong with it. Obviously it's an invalid comparison. All ideas and proposals should be able to stand on their own merits. Comparing them to some past disagreement is just illogical. But there's a bigger argument to this. It is effectively an appeal to a higher authority. It's really quite ironic because that's always something that social conservatives get accused of. You can't do this. All you're doing is making an appeal to the beliefs of your imaginary friend. It's an incredibly insulting thing to say. And in fact, what they're doing here is no better. They are claiming there is some great overarching plan for humanity, and moreover they know what that great plan is. That's a very arrogant assertion. None of us can see into the future. I wouldn't claim to know what's going to happen in the next 200 years or the next 20 years or even the next 12 months. Secondly, the kind of people who say this are atheists almost to a man, or woman, or thing, or whatever it is they identify as, or perhaps the pagans, and yet they're expressing a belief in fate. I thought you're supposed to be all into reason and rationality, and you believe in fate? The real truth is it's not given to us to know what the future holds. About the only certain thing you can say about the future is that it will not be the same as the present, and even that's a bit of a stretch. Sure, you can make predictions based on past events, you can carefully examine current situations and work out likely trends, but there's never any guarantee that your clever conclusions will come to pass. Real events surprise us all the time. There is no reason why the current trajectory of human progression is going to change or take a sudden turn to the left or to the right or back in on itself. There's no way of knowing. Real events surprise us all the time. Brexit surprised everybody. Donald Trump being elected surprised everybody. The latest election result in the UK surprised everybody. Nobody thought the Labour Party would do as bad as that. So this idea that it's all going to be heading in one direction and that they know what it is no. Basically, I would point out, if somebody comes up to it, I would point out that that's exactly what they're doing. They're appealing to higher authority, and if they're not going to accept a belief in God, I don't see any reason why we should accept a belief in fate.